Hello, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on what time of the day you are viewing the information that's on this video. Now, if you decide to look at every bit of content from beginning to end of this video, then allow me to extend my thank you in advance for taking your time out of your busy schedules just to do that. Now, to get the formalities out of the way, for those that do not know me, my name is William Robinson, and I reside in Chicago, Illinois. And I am here to share with you information about a part-time business that I do in my spare time from the comforts of my own home. Now, in this business, I serve as an independent consultant with a company called Ambit Energy. And basically, I'm here to share with you this company's great credibility as well as the tremendous benefits of becoming a customer. Now, it all begins with this one simple question. To us in the industry, it's a very serious question, but to you, it's probably a silly question. And that question is, how many people do you know who use electricity or natural gas, or even both? Now, for the purposes of this particular presentation, I would like to give some embellishment to the obvious answer to this question with a story in my early days as an Ambit Energy consultant. Now, anytime I try to share this information, or at least share the opportunity, I often get mistaken for a quote-unquote salesman that is quote-unquote selling a quote-unquote product. Now, I know how it feels when it comes to salesmen. We don't like to be sold to any degree, especially at the risk of being sold something that will not be of benefit to us in the long run or the near future. Well, allow me to put this in perspective the best way I know how. First of all, me and others like me, we are not salesmen. We are independent consultants. And secondly, we are simply sharing information about a service that everyone uses, not trying to sell you a product, because more than likely you are using this product as you watch this video. Now, if you have the common sense that I know that God has given all of us, and you know that everyone uses this product that is unconsciously purchased and habitually used, then this automatically qualifies this as a service. In fact, allow me to put it in this perspective. Unless you live life as a hermit that's living in a cave, living off the fat of the land, with your only source of light and heat are the moon that shines brightly at night and the discovery of fire back in the caveman days. Now, if you're living within those circles of influence and you're happy with that, then this particular quote unquote product is not for you. But I have to assume none of us who are listening and living in the 21st century today are living that type of lifestyle right now. So in short, I can move forward with this presentation. Now, deregulation has opened the door or window to our particular opportunity in the energy industry. And basically, it began with the signing of a bill that was made by George W. Bush. Now, one of his last acts as our president is that he signed this bill, and that passed a law requiring all states in our country to become deregulated when it comes to electricity and natural gas. Now, deregulation in itself has been in existence for many, many years, just in different industries. And basically, we have benefited greatly from that deregulation because basically it gives us the power to choose. Now, I won't get into the airline or railroad industries. Basically, that was before my time, but at the same time, they went through a form of deregulation as well. But I will get into telecommunications. Now, we transcended from having a land-based phone line that was stretched from our home to a telephone pole, and we only had one phone company, and that was Illinois Bell. Well, as you can see in the 21st century today, that has transcended to not only having more companies that service our home phones, but at the same time, we have other companies that service our cell phones, iPhones, laptops, home computers, and all these forms of deregulation, all these forms of devices and services that has revolutionized the telecommunications industry in such a way that it has put an end to long distance service as we knew it in the past. Well, all those forms of deregulation that happened then is happening right now in the energy industry. And again, it gives us the power to choose if we're not satisfied with a high bill that we constantly been accepting for many years, and we have that opportunity to lower our bill. Now, as far as our particular opportunity in Ambit Energy is concerned, we have the potential of gathering 151 million customers. That's going to put an average of $186 billion on the table for us to take advantage of. Now, as you can see from the three countries, we are currently, everything that you see currently colored orange, this is where Ambit is currently servicing. Now, in 2017, we began to expand on a global scale. And this is just a short process of what we're going to do in the future. Now, in the summer of 2017, we opened up the market in Japan. And we have every country in Japan except for Okinawa. And in the fall of that same year, we opened up the market in Alberta, Canada. And that began our global expansion. But let me talk about what we're currently at in the United States. As you can see, we're in a total of 17 states, including Chicago, or hopefully you see a state that you recognize and you can talk about this information in the future. But everything that you see colored gray, the states that you don't see colored orange, this is the future where Ambit is going. And once Ambit hits a new state or opens up a new market or even a new country for that matter, that $186 billion is set for increasing. So there's going to be a lot more money on the table. Now, with so much money on the table, hopefully this gives you a thought process in questioning where the wealth in our current economy is going to come from. Well, a good portion of that wealth is right here in this opportunity to become independent consultants and become independent people that can help people save money on this bill that they're going to pay for the rest of their lives. Now, even though there's so much money on the table in this industry, we have less than 3% market penetration in the United States. Now, with the opening up of Canada and Japan, we have less than 1% worldwide. So basically that means over 99% of Ambit Energy qualified customers don't even know about Ambit Energy's existence, much less know about deregulation. So the opportunity is big. This is where we can touch base with everyone that don't know about Ambit Energy, or much less inform these people that they have a choice to lower their bill if they want to, because there are so many companies out there. But we're going to talk about Ambit right now. Ambit is the company that's going to help you lower your bill. And if you think about it, with all that money on the table, plus all these people that we can touch with our opportunity, this not only has the potential of bringing the wealth back into our current economy, but let's think about what it can do for our individual communities as well. And I think that's pretty big. Now, to give you an idea of how energy deregulation works exactly, let me introduce you to the supply chain that you see on this screen, where you see the generation, delivery, and the energy retail. Now, if you're familiar with ComEd or People's Gas, you know that they used to have control of all three of these sections of this supply chain back in the day. They are currently the delivery service, who owns the wires, the pipes, and the means to bring the electricity and gas into our homes. They used to have their own generator, and they used to sell it to us at a retail price. But now, thanks to that bill that was signed by George W. Bush, ComEd and People's Gas now purchase their energy from companies like Shell, BP, and Exxon. And they have also relinquished the energy retail portion of this supply chain. Now, this is where Ambit Energy comes in at, and this is where all the monopolies are being broken up in this area. So basically, you have the choice to choose Ambit as your retail service provider. Now, you have other options as well, but let me give you a little bit of detail and current information. If you feel that ComEd and People's Gas still has a controlling factor in the energy retail portion, what they're going to do is they're going to choose a retail service provider on your behalf, and it's going to benefit them, and you may end up paying their high prices. What we're saying to you is that you choose Ambit clear and free. If you choose Ambit as your retail service provider, clear and free, then you will be connected with a company that's going to benefit you. So basically, in short, nothing changes for you as a customer. Again, as ComEd and People's Gas are still going to be your delivery service, they're still going to come out and read your meters on a monthly basis. They're still going to send you a bill in their name every month. And every month you will continue to pay that bill the way you've always been paying for it since you've been responsible for a light and gas bill. So the only difference is that you won't have to necessarily pay ComEd, People's Gas, or if you choose Ambit, you won't have to pay any of these other companies' high prices. Okay, now here's where we get talks to you about the foundation of this great company and tell you, or at least share with you, why this is the right company that could suit you. Now, Ambit Energy was founded in 2006 by Jerry Thompson Jr., our CEO, and Chris Chambliss, our Chief Marketing Officer. Now, both of these gentlemen were experienced in the telecommunications industry as it deregulated in the early 90s, but on separate occasions. They didn't really get together until they formed this company, Ambit Energy. Now, to start with Jerry Thompson Jr., not only did he have a successful fiber optics network that was in conjunction with telecommunications called Caprock Communications, in which he sold it for over $400 million, but his grandfather started the convenience store chain that you know of today as 7-Eleven. Now, that began as an ice house called the Southland Corporation, and thanks to his father and his uncle, it grew into the massive chain of stores that you see spreading throughout all of our country, if not the entire world. So this not only shows you that the Thompson family alone has a good head on its shoulders when it comes to building great businesses, but this is an example of how legacies are born, and they can be passed down from generation to our descendants. Now, to continue with Chris Chambliss, he was also part of the telecommunications industry with a company called Excel Communications. Now, within that company, he was the architect that created the compensation plan that created over 2,300 millionaires within Excel Communications. And in turn, it brought Excel Communications to a multi-billion-dollar company in 7 years. Now, as Ambit Energy's Chief Marketing Officer, he has brought that same compensation plan over to Ambit Energy, where it has been modified and tweaked for us to make more money, whoever is involved in this company. And to give you an example of that, with that same compensation plan, along with the 50 plus millionaires that we already have, and that's going to grow, along with the 1.5 million customers involved, he has brought Ambit Energy to a multi-billion-dollar company in only 6.5 years. So hopefully I explained both of these gentlemen's high growth experience. They have a Fortune 500 executive team backing them up, and they have a proven technology platform that is proven very successful, at least to the 3% that are involved in Ambit Energy. And at the same time, it gives us great leadership between these two gentlemen. And with the people that are involved in our company, it's going to create more leaders as well, starting with people like us who are going to take over and possibly help people in this industry to help them save money, but at the same time, help them become financially free, if it makes sense. Now, we have two very strong statements that also serve as the foundation of this great company. The first statement is a mission statement, and that statement is to become the finest and most respected energy retail provider in the world, because before we opened up the market in Canada and Japan, we were considered to be the finest and most respected retail energy provider in America. But as you can see, with the opening up of those two markets that we outside of the United States, we are becoming a global company, which makes it a worldwide company as well. Now, the other strong statement that we have is to never sacrifice integrity for growth, as you can see from a small portion of the awards and accolades that Ambit has achieved in this going on 12-year journey. But right now, I would like to give you information about a publication that you do not see. And it's my favorite publication, and it's called Success from Home Magazine. Now, basically in this publication, Ambit has been featured in for the past 11 and a half years in the month of November. And basically it talks about Ambit Energy and its rise from mediocrity. It talks about the tremendous future where Ambit is going when it comes to entering a new state. And basically my favorite is the testimonies of people like you and me who had normal jobs like you and me. And in fact, some of those people are really concerned about where they're going to get their next paycheck from to help support their families. But in turn, they decided to become Ambit Energy consultants. They got involved and they became so successful that they have one goal in mind, and that is to share with everyone they know, love, and trust that can help them become successful as they can, and they can help them become so successful, even if they have to surpass the people that brought them into the business. Now, to me, that is a high level of integrity. Now, this magazine also gives notice to everything that you see on this slide, from the Direct Selling News Global 100 to the Inc. 500, where Ambit debuted in #1 in 2010 by becoming the fastest growing privately held company in America. That right there alone is just basically speaks volumes in itself. Now, not only that, we also have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And as you can see, we have multiple awards from J.D. Power and Associates for our excellent customer service as well. So hopefully you see that this is an example that documentation will be conversation any day of the week. Now, meaning you don't really have to necessarily take William Robinson's word for it. You can research these companies as well as many others on your own, and you will see Ambit Energy's highest credibility to its highest degree. And once you do see that, hopefully this will lay to rest that when you first heard of Ambit Energy, you thought it to be some kind of scam, pyramid scheme, or Ponzi scheme. Well, let me tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. Those types of quote-unquote businesses are not allowed in these particular publications you see here. So Ambit is definitely a credible company. All right, now here's where I get to my favorite part of this presentation, and I talk to you about the tremendous benefits of becoming a customer. Now, if I haven't mentioned it before, let me say this much, that it costs absolutely nothing to become an Ambit Energy customer. Now, when you become a customer at zero cost, you will get our competitive rates, which equals to great savings, our award-winning customer service and support, as we explained earlier. We have Green Energy certified products for those of us who are environmentally conscious, and we have solar in some states right now today. And that solar option is going to grow as we enter state by state. And this is this is an example of how you can save money on the delivery service as well as the retail. But at the same time, let me talk to you about what you also get as a customer. You will be getting a free website as a customer. Now, with this website that you get for free, you can pay your bill online and monitor your energy usage. And at the same time, you can enroll customers through your website as well, especially if they see the sweet deal that you're getting as an Ambit Energy customer. Now, this is part of our customer referral program, which is so powerful that we are the envy of the industry. And you will see that when we go to the next slide. Now, if you refer 15 customers through your website as Ambit Energy customers, what Ambit will do is take the average amount of those 15 customers that are paying their bill, and they will give it to you in a form of an energy credit towards your bill to the supply portion of your bill. Now, if that matches or exceeds your monthly charges, that's money you do not have to pay for out of your pocket when it comes to the supply portion of your bill. So that equals to free energy, ladies and gentlemen. That's free lights if they're light customers and free gas if they're gas customers. Now, this just does not only happen for just 1 month. As long as those 15 customers that you enrolled through your website continue to pay their bill as Ambit Energy customers, you will continue to receive that free energy credit on your bill every month for the rest of your life. Now, basically, that's powerful. What makes it powerful is because we're the only retail service provider that is offering this free energy program. No one else in the industry has this program. Now, if I may put the cherry on top of this proverbial sundae, along with becoming a customer at zero cost, there is no contract involved when you become a customer. In fact, what you will get is a written guarantee that you're going to get everything that I just shared with you. And at the same time, there is no early termination fee either. It costs you nothing to become an Ambit Energy customer, and it will cost you nothing to go back to what you're used to getting as a electricity and gas customer. Now, you have that option to do that, and you may end up paying whoever you're with, you may end up paying their high prices for electricity and gas. But if you do that, the reasons for that will be yours and yours alone. Because basically, ladies and gentlemen, if this isn't the perfect example of getting something for nothing, then I don't know what is. So hopefully I gave you everything that I have as far as becoming a customer all the information that you have to become a customer. All right, now as I bring this video presentation to a close, I hope that you found value out of this information that I just shared with you. And hopefully it's enough value for you to at the very least, to become a customer and try the service. And be rest assured that you will save money on this bill that you're going to pay for the rest of your life. And also be rest assured that the information that I just shared with you is 100% legitimate. Now, based on the research that I provided for you, and you can go beyond the research that you can do on your own, you will see that this is nothing less than a legitimate business. It is a business that is recession proof based on the apparent need for electricity and gas in this 21st century. Now, based on the potential revenue that I also shared, meaning the $186 billion that's on the table, this is considered to be the biggest transfer of wealth that has ever come across our free enterprise system today in the form of this opportunity. And it is an opportunity to grab a piece of that $186 billion as an independent consultant for Ambit Energy. Now, what it can do for you, basically, I can't answer that. Everybody's different and everybody has a financial dream. So it can be beyond anything it can be beyond anything on this list that I provided for you on this screen. But let me talk to you about what it has done for at least the 3% that are involved in Ambit Energy. It helped them gain additional income to help them eliminate their debt. They have children or grandchildren, so it definitely helped them supply their college tuition. Some of these people are senior citizens or they're getting ready to become senior citizens, so it definitely helped them with their pension fund. But basically, my favorite part is the time freedom that you get as an independent consultant. And you will not get that from whatever job you have, whatever career that you may love. You will never get the time freedom to have with your family and friends or help raise your children. And you can also have fun with those family and friends as well. Now, having said all that, hopefully that gives you enough value to at least try and contact me. My name is William Robinson, and you can contact me on Facebook Messenger. Now, I'm the only William Robinson that has graduated from the Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts in Chicago, Illinois. And hopefully that gives you enough information to track down the right William Robinson. But when you reach me on Facebook Messenger, I would appreciate your feedback. And if you have questions that you may have, I will do everything in my power to get those questions answered for you. So hopefully, again, my name is William Robinson. I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule just to hear this information. And I look forward to your feedback and questions, positive feedback if you can afford it. So having said all that, thank you again for taking your time out of your busy schedules. And I look forward to hearing back from you very soon.